Okay, so the second demo that I have here is a document library demo that is going to involve adding and sharing some shared drives and some Google Drive folders into a Google site, and then exposing that Google site to the internal users of the organization, and also allowing them to access that through or setting this as a default homepage for them if you actually wanted to do that. So to do this, first of all, I'm going to create some shared drives in Google Drive, and after that I will go and share those drives with some specific people and some teams in the organization so that they can manage those drives. And after that I will create a new Google site, and then I will add those shared drives into that, and I will do some sort of hierarchy or some sort of categorization for those drives and for the content that's going to be hosted in these Google Drive folders. And after that, once I'm done with this, of course I will share and I will publish the site to the internal organization, and I will show you one trick that you can set, which is something that I have previously covered, I believe, in the device management section, where you can set the homepage for users, so you can set their homepage to this document library. So this is what I'm going to do. Let me take you to the admin console, or actually this time I will go to drive.google.com instead of the sites.google.com, because first of all I need to create the drives on Google Shared Drives. So drive.google.com, then I will go to the shared drives. In the shared drives I will create 3 drives mainly, and actually I will add content to one of those just as an example. The rest will be the same exact idea of what I'm going to do with the first one. So I will create the first one, which is going to be named HR Documents. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the beginning, but the shared drives that I'm going to be creating are one for the HR, another one for the internal, it's probably a way or a download center if you want to call it. So if you have line of business applications such as ERP applications or finance or whatever applications, and if those applications have clients for them, if they use the client server architecture and approach, then it's handy to keep these clients available for people, or for at least for the IT, to download those and install them on the end users' computers and systems. This is the second folder, and the third folder is going to be related to the internal processes and the workflows. So it's going to have 2 subfolders inside it, one for the admin and HR and the other for the IT, so that you can add your IT operations manuals and the IT workflows and all of this. So this is the first folder, the HR Documents. Inside it I will create 2 subfolders. One for the forms, this is going to host the Google Forms. The other one is going to be for documents, and this is to host the printable documents and forms, anything that you cannot convert into a Google form and people have to download and fill and submit, such as government forms and all of these, if you want to make them available for your users. So you will be having the option to provide the 2 formats of these forms, like Google Forms and the other printable forms. So this is Forms to host Google Forms. Then the other folder, which is Documents, and I will click Create. Now I will add some demo or generic or whatever, just blank, even blank documents in there, just to show you the final structure of this. So let me go inside the documents and let me go to Google Docs and add a file from template. And I don't have any templates in here, but let me actually add a meeting notes form, for example, so that people can use this and use it for their meetings. And then let me add another one. Probably the privacy policy would be useful here, so I'll just add one. You can change it, or you can customize it later if actually you wanted to use that template. And these 2 would be enough just to demonstrate. And then I will go to the Forms folder. I will add 2 forms in here, 2 basic forms actually, again from template. And let me add the time of request, and also I will add another one, which is something about a work request, so people can also fill that form and send it to the HR. Now, I'm not sure if this is the optimal setup, but anyways, this is just for demonstrations. So I have 2 forms in here now, and this will be enough for me. Then I will go back to the shared drive and I will do the second and third folders the same exact way, except I will not add content actually in them. I will just add the folders inside them. Okay, so I have created my structure now. If I expand the tree on the left side, you will find the internal processes and workflows, you will find the internal apps, and you will find the HR documents. So this is the structure that I'm going to integrate with the Google site. Now, just one more step before going into the Google Sites creation, I need to give access to the people who are responsible to manage these contents. So again, it's a very basic step and a very basic action. I just need to add members and collaborators to the shared drives in here. So right click the HR documents, for example, and then manage members. And I want to add 2 levels of members. I want to add the organization people as viewers, and I want to add a specific people to manage that shared drive and its content. And one good approach to this is you assign the users who will manage the content to a group, and you give access to the group, and that's it. You'll be all set. So probably I have a group called HR, which is the one here. So I will share the access to this group, and the access level will be content manager. I don't want them to have full access to this. And then to give the rest of the users at least read access to this shared drive, I will actually have to add another member, which is a group that I have previously created, which is called everyone. So when I go to manage members, I will type everyone, and I should see one group, and this group automatically contains all of the current and future users of the domain, so I don't have to worry about assigning new users or new employees to this group whenever I get any employee added or any employee joining the organization. It's going to be done automatically for me. And for the content manager here, I'm going to set it as viewer. I don't want them to even comment on the content. I just want them to view and download the content and work with it. So when I click send, I'll just uncheck notify people. You don't want this to be sent to everyone unless you're actually wanting them to know that there is a shared drive that is called HR documents, which actually might be a good approach if you want to let people know about it, but I just don't want to check it for my case. So I'll click share, and this is it for the first shared drive. Again, the rest are the same except for the internal apps. I'll share it with the IT group, and then I will add everyone to the access as reader or viewer, and I will also share the internal processes and workflows with the IT and the HR as content managers, but I will share it to the rest of the organization as viewers. So now I have done the sharing for all of the 3 shared drives. Then I will start actually to go to the site and creating the structure of the site. This is the Google Sites landing page, and again I will just click the blank template so that I can build it with you and set the layout and the structure of the site. So basically I will have 3 pages in here. The first page is going to be the landing page, which should have the documents and the forms, since that probably is going to be the most common and the most needed content and page in this site. And after that I will create a page to host the internal apps and another page to host the internal policies and workflows. So let me resize this so that it can be more friendly. I always love to give this some width. And the page title here is going to be, and if you want to do some formatting or some layouts and some styles or themes, you can go to the themes in here. You can pick a style or a color theme from here. Basically it's not too much, but you get some good stuff there. And then I will add let me rename the site in here. I always forget about this. So in here I will add a text block, which is here, text box. Just click it and it will automatically be inserted for me. So this is going to be the title for our section, which is going to be the HR documents. So this is going to be a header style, or probably they call it emphasis. And the text inside it is going to be a heading. So this is the heading of this section, and then I will add the Google Drive or the shared drive. So I'll click the drive icon here, and I'll select the shared drive that I have created for the HR documents. I'll click insert, and it's going to be inserted for me here. As you can see, the content is visible here, and when I go to the preview now, you'll be able to see, or you'll be able to navigate this easily and go and find or open any content or any document in here. Now, this is the first section of this page. There is another section that I'm intending to do, which is the Google Forms that are found inside the Forms folder here. And actually, I will resize this to a little bit smaller so that I can fit the Google Forms next to it. And in here, I will also add the Google Drive icon, which is now I'm going to actually navigate inside the Forms folder. And I'll select probably I need to do it from the outside. So I'll select the Forms folder, and then it will be shown to me like this. Now this is empty. I should be able to see two forms actually. So this way you give the users the ability to either navigate the full folder here, or just navigate or find the form that they want to create, and then open it and fill it and then submit it to the HR. Now I will just add another section here at the bottom to make it more friendly to the users to, let's say, contact the IT if there are any issues or anything. I will actually make it as an emphasis as well, but with a little bit different style. And the IT department for assistance. So this is what I am planning to have for the first page, which is a very straightforward thing. There is no complications or anything inside it. Now I will go to the pages, and then I will add the second page, which is going to be for the internal applications. So I will click the add, and it's going to automatically select the new page for me, and I will name it internal apps only. Then when I go to done, it will actually take me to the internal apps in here. Again, similar to what I've done in the home page, I will add a section here, and then I will add the Google Drive under that, and then we move on to the second page, or to the third page actually. So this text box, then I will set it to emphasis and internal apps and tools. We add this. We'll set the text as heading, then we'll click the Google Drive and go to shared drives, and then select the internal apps. This time we will use the full width, and again I will use the same footer in here. I'll just copy the text, go back to the internal apps, and do the text box at the bottom and change the style. So this is the second page. As you see, the pages are automatically added here, so I don't have to worry about doing the navigation menu or anything. Then I'll click the third page, which is going to be the internal policies and workflows. You can probably go a little bit deeper into the classification here and add a single shared drive for the HR and another one separate for the IT, but again, the point is just to show you how you can integrate Google Drive and this stuff. Now, if you look at the items in here, you will find a lot of stuff that you can do. You can also add cloud search, which is actually very useful to have it. If you're going to set this site as the home page for the users, you can do it at the home page, or you can change the search option here to make it organization content instead of this site. So when people want to search, they will search inside all of the content, all of the files and the folders and the emails that they have access to, instead of just doing that in this site. So I'm going to set it to this, and this is something useful. And finally, I will close with the text box at the bottom to add my disclaimer or my note or whatever. So now the site is ready. What I need to do next is I have to publish it, and I have to make sure that it is set to internal people only. So I go to publish, and if you notice who can access my site, anyone at the domain can access, which is what I want. But again, if we go to manage, you'll find the various permissions and the various access levels that you can do and grant into this site. But in my case, I just want to do it for the whole organization. Now, this web address, it's a little bit long. And as mentioned previously, users might not be very friendly with this. It's going to be a lot for them. So this is why we can use the custom URL at the end to make it more friendly for the users. So I'm fine with this long thing. I will just keep it as it is and I'll click publish. Now once the site is published, I can copy the URL here. This is the home, I believe. Yeah. This should take me to the home page actually, so I don't know really, I can't see the end. So I'll click copy, I'll go to a new tab and then type it. Yeah, actually, okay, let me go to home. So this is my portal and this is the Google Forms. So people can just click on the Google Forms in here and they can go to the internal apps. Then again, they can navigate, they can go to line of business applications, there is nothing inside it, or they can go to the tools and utilities and download stuff. And then they can go to internal policies and workflows, and then they can view the relative documents that they're looking for. If they want to search for anything, they can click this search button and they can search inside the whole organization content. So this might serve as the core for an internal portal for your users, and this is something that I'm going to show you in the next demo. So I will actually take this and use it along the other components that I'm going to create in there. So what's left for me now is to use the custom URL and also to show you how you can set it as the homepage for the users if you're using Chrome management and Chrome policies in the organization. So for that, I need to have the URL, which is something I already had copied a while ago. And I will go to the admin console. In the admin console, I'll go to apps. In the apps, I need to go to the Google Workspace apps and then Google Sites. In Google Sites, there is the custom URL at the bottom of the settings. This is where I create the custom mapping. So I just need to click the plus button to add the mapping to a new site. Then go to continue, then type the site URL. Now you need to remove the HTTPS at the beginning because it automatically captures that. And also I need to remove the URL or the page after that. I just need to have the main site name. So I'm fine with this. I'll click continue. Then I will choose the naming or the mapping that I want to do here, which is library, for example, something like this, .thedomainname.com, and then continue. This is the instruction that I need to follow in order to enable that mapping, and once you're done, it will give you this check mark at the right side of the item to indicate that this is working. Now, I didn't do this for the first item, the KB, which is something that I've done with you in the previous demo. I didn't do it, so this is the status that you will get if you don't do the DNS mapping. Otherwise, if you did it properly, you will get this green check mark. Now, finally, to close this, I will take you again to the device management. In the device management, I will take you to Chrome policies. And in the Chrome, I will take you to settings. And in the settings, we will add the custom homepage for the users. So there are a lot of settings here, as you can see. So our best option is to do the search. And the search is home page. In the search results, we should find something related to this, which is the startup. And in the startup, we have the option to set the home page. And we have three options: allow users to configure, or manually setting that, or allowing that to be the new tab page. So all you have to do here is go to the home page, select the home page is always the URL set below, and then you type the URL of the site. Let me remove that page. And that's it. When you save the settings, all of the people who are managed, or all of the managed browsers or devices, will start showing this page as the home page whenever they start or whenever they launch their Chrome browser. So this is for the second demo. Now I've got two more demos. One is an intranet homepage, which is going to be including, or it's going to build on the thing that we have done now. So probably I'll take this and put it as part of the pages in the intranet portal. And the final demo is a project tracking or project progress report. where you can see some statistics and some charts about a fake project that I'm going to create. That is going to be a migration project, but it can be anything actually. But the point is you will be able to track the progress and you can see what's going on and all of this.